morning, friends. It is very early for me to be up on my day off. It's actually not that early, it's 8 o'clock. Anyway, I am awake because it is Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods release day. Oh my goodness, it's out today. I pre-ordered it, but in true Waterstones fashion, it has not even been shipped. So instead, I am going to go to the bookstore for when it opens, get a coffee, and my mum and my brother are going to come to town and meet me so we can get some bits and bobs and just enjoy our day off together. So I'm going to get my book and I am going to sit in a coffee shop and start reading it because I cannot wait. I am not going to do that thing. I'm not going to fall into the trap of Bookstagram and BookTok and speed read the whole thing in a day. I'm going to savour it because this is going to be the last Percy Jackson book we're ever going to get, probably. So I'm going to really enjoy this first reading experience. I'm going to take my time reading it and just see what Percy Jackson's got in store for us. So I'm taking you along with me. Alright, I am now ready and look a lot more presentable and I am ready to go. I've got my little Percy Jackson necklace. I got my Camp Half-Blood t-shirt. I've gone full on like 13-year-old fangirl me for this and I'm okay with that. There is one thing I'm missing. Okay, now I'm ready to go. Honestly, like 13-year-old Layla is thriving. Layla now is thriving. Let's go get my book. Currently sat in Costa, but guys, I got the book with the Waterstones sprayed edges and it was half price at the moment as well, like actually half price for a new Rick Riordan book. How good is that? So I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to dive straight into that. I nearly cried in the shop buying it when I first saw it as well, which is embarrassing. Very, 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 very excited and I'm very emotional and I'm just going to dive straight on in. I have just finished reading the first chapter and oh my god, it's making me so emotional and so happy. I'm just sat here beaming because it's just so Percy Jackson. It's got all the nostalgia, all the kind of witty comedy. It's just, it feels like no time has passed at all since the last book and it's just such a Percy Jackson book. I'm so happy. Yeah, it's just taken me right back to when I first fell in love with Percy Jackson, but also him now being in high school, going off to college. It's appropriate for the older readers as well because we can look at how far we've grown along with Percy Jackson and grown up with him. So it feels like Rick Riordan has written this kind of full of nostalgia for the kids who grew up with Percy Jackson and as a really fun way to bring a whole new generation of readers into the Percy Jackson universe. It's just perfect for everyone and that's only after one chapter. I keep having to pause a minute and be like, oh my god, we've got a new Percy Jackson book and I'm actually reading it and it's actually here. So yes, I'm feeling all the wonderful emotions and I just try not to cry every 2 seconds because I can't believe we got a new Percy Jackson book. So yes, chapter 1 has my heart already, as we knew it would. Okay, I'm about 5 chapters in and this is not a spoiler because we literally know this from the blurb. The trio are back together, the iconic trio, and they go on an adventure and I love it. Also Sally Jackson has my heart, I love her. It is just brilliant. I love it so much. I just thought I'd check in and tell you that. We all know it was going to be great because, come on, it's Rick Riordan, it's Percy Jackson, but it is so great. It is just so worth the wait. And it's just so nice to be back into this universe, back in this world, back with these characters all over again and watching chaos ensue. I love it. It's much later now. I went to the theatre with my mum for a few hours, which was fun, and I'm just going to read one more chapter of Percy Jackson tonight before I go to bed because I have got a work study day tomorrow. But I am about halfway through and I'm just I I know I keep saying I'm so happy, but I'm so happy. This book already feels like a warm hug in book form. I love Percy Jackson so much, and it's so nice to have fresh content, a new book. Like, I love rereading the old books so much, but it's nice to have something new to sink my teeth into, and it's like, we don't know what's going to happen, but it's so Rick Riordan, it's so Percy Jackson. Even though it is new, it has that familiarity feeling, and it has that nostalgic feeling, and I just feel like everything's going to be okay, everything's nice and safe, and I feel nice and comforted reading it. Morning everyone, I'm just having my coffee. I've got Percy Jackson here. I am really nearly finished it. I think I've got like 4 chapters left, and last night I started getting really emotional because Percy, no spoilers, but Percy was talking about how much love he has for Annabeth and Grover and his mum, and like there's a moment where he talks about growing old with Annabeth and seeing her with grey hair, and oh my god, it just makes my heart so happy, because something that someone pointed out in the trailer for the TV show is there's a moment where Percy looks in the mirror and just looks exhausted emotionally, physically, mentally, every kind, and it's really ironic because he's already exhausted at that age and he's got all these epic adventures to come that we know about, because obviously the TV trailer is just for the first book, and he's got all these epic adventures coming that we know about, and he probably doesn't even think he's gonna live to reach like 20, and here he is in this book thinking about growing old with Annabeth, and it just makes me really emotional. So yeah, I'm nearly done, and then that's it for a year. Alright, it is time. It's the last chapter. I cried a little bit already, which is why you can hear my voice sounds a bit weird. Yes, I'm crying at a book. I don't want it to end, but also the irony is that I'm going to finish this and we've just found out we're getting another book next year, so I need to just get a grip and stop being emotional about it. But yes, one last chapter. Here we go. I finished it. Hold on. Right, let's try again. It's a book. Why am I sat here having just cried over a literal book with fictional characters? This is aimed at children. This is a middle grade book. I know we all grew up with it, and so therefore it's not just for kids, but look, so we're going to start again. This book, I loved it. It was the perfect kind of continuation of the Percy Jackson universe. It was a really lovely way for the trio to be reunited and for us to be reunited with them. It was a perfect segue into more books potentially. It was a love letter to Percy growing older and us growing older with him. I don't have any notes. This was a gorgeous, gorgeous story from start to finish. It was so Percy Jackson. It was so Rick Riordan. It was full of nostalgia and comfort, and it was joyful and emotional. The really clever way that Rick Riordan writes, where at face value it's just a fun story for kids or adults alike, but actually there is a lot of depth to his stories and to his characters and the messages within. Honestly, like, I cannot praise this enough. The most perfect way to come back to the Percy Jackson universe. Thank you, Rick Riordan. He's not going to be watching this, but thank you, Rick Riordan. I loved this book. If you haven't read the Percy Jackson series, first of all, you should do that, but also you should absolutely read this book. You can read this having not read the others. You will miss a little bit of the in-jokes and a little bit of context, but I think this can be read separately, and it is just a joyful, heartwarming, wonderfully emotional read from start to finish. It's so worth picking up. My heart is happy and full, and I'm an emotional wreck. And that brings me to the end of my first ever reading vlog. I've never done one of these before, so I don't know how it came across. I don't know, was it enjoyable? I hope so, or interesting. Hopefully something positive rather than being like, it was absolutely awful. never do another one, I thought what a really good one to kick off with is Percy Jackson. I love this series, as do so many people, and this is probably one of my most highly anticipated books of the year. Another one being Curse for True Love, which I'm umming and ahhing whether I want to do a reading vlog for that. So if you do want to see that, let me know. If you don't want to see that, maybe also let me know. But I was never really sure when filming and doing kind of little clips here and there. I was like, am I saying too much or am I not saying enough? Do you want to hear me talk about the book more? But it's really hard because I'm trying to keep it spoiler free. So then do I wait to do this vlog until kind of like after a month when I can talk about spoiler things? I don't know. It was really hard for me to kind of figure out what I wanted to do with this video. But the ultimate thing is I did not want to wait to start this book. So I thought, actually, I'm going to dive straight in. So I might as well vlog while I'm doing it. So yeah, I had fun doing this video because I thought it was quite funny to share my thoughts as I was reading. And you got to see me crying as soon as I finished the book. So I had fun doing it. I just hope that you guys had some sort of enjoyment out of it as well. It was just amazing to be reunited in this universe with the amazing Golden Trio on wild adventures again. It was familiar but new at the same time, and it feels like Rick Riordan's writing has improved with this book. Like, it was never bad and it was always absolutely fantastic, full of depth and character and witty comedy, but also the really thought-provoking content as well. But it does feel like with this book he's just, I don't know, gained something. There's something different about it. So yes, that is my thoughts. That was this book. Love, 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 love. I hope you enjoyed my first ever reading vlog. I hope you got something good out of this. I really, really do, because I do want to do more of these. I thought it was great fun. I will leave you guys there. If you're going to read this book, I hope you enjoy it. If you've read this book, please come and chat to me about it. I have so much I want to say. So let's talk about this book. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.